Okay, I need some tissues now. This is ridiculous. Okay guys, I'm in here. I'm about to get undressed, but I can't film. I'll show you. Okay, so I'll give you an update when I'm done with everything. I just had an ultrasound done, and now they're about to come in and do the procedure. So that's what I look like right now. Okay, I'm done. Everything looks good. Everything was clear. So I'll show you really quick. So this is just the room setup. Obviously. And okay, so I just had my sonohystogram done, and as you could see, I was not able to film in the room. I asked them, I didn't even see that sign in there that said you couldn't record or take photos or anything. So I just asked her if it was okay, and she was like, no. She said the owner doesn't, like, or she said the big boss won't allow it. So she was like, well, I could, like, let you take pictures of the actual, like, ultrasound, like the pictures of them. And I was like, well, no, I really just kind of wanted to record the whole process, like the procedure, so people knew what to expect. And she said that, she's like, well, you know, she understood, but she was like, well, it's honestly, she said, it's honestly different for every single person. Like, some people have a lot of pain with it. Some people, like, you barely touch them and they're jumping off the table. And she's like, other people don't. So it really just depends. And I asked her because the one that I had a long time ago was an HSG. And I asked her what the difference was. And she said that the difference is that the HSG looks at the fallopian tubes and the cervix. And what I had done was just looking at the cervix cavity. And she also said there's a FemView, which is like the HSG, which I think is what I actually had the first time. Because that one sounds really familiar. And that's the one that they use with dye. Where the one that they did for me today was just with saline. So it was uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't nearly as bad as the first one was. And she said some of that could be due to the fact that I've had a baby. So my cervix has already been expanded. It's used to, like, having that, you know, having something in it that is larger than the space, basically. Because what they do is, obviously they use the, what's that called? Not the clamp, but, you know, when they open you up like you're going for a pap smear. That was the most uncomfortable part for me, because the first one they used was too wide. Wouldn't you know it, my car just was like full. So anyways, so they ended up having to pinch my cervix, and I didn't really feel that at all, which I was surprised. I mean, I kind of felt it, but it didn't hurt. They did finally get the catheter in, and then they also put a balloon in, and they blow the balloon up, and then they run saline through, and at the same time they're also doing an ultrasound, like a transvaginal ultrasound. So that's all that they did. And when they're putting the catheter in, you definitely feel some cramping. It's definitely uncomfortable. But honestly, just like once they, what is that thing called? Why can I not think of what it's called? But once they took that metal, I call it a clamp, but it's not a clamp. What is it called? When they take that out, speculum. Is that what it is? When they take that out, like, the pressure immediately goes away. It doesn't hurt as bad. Like, that was the most painful part for me. And it does feel like some cramping. So I will say this. When I scheduled my appointment, they did tell me to take 800 milligrams of ibuprofen, which I did. And I remember the last time I took ibuprofen, but I don't remember if I took 800 milligrams. But one of my best friends is a nurse, and she also told me to take 2 500 milligram Tylenol tablets on top of it. And I was kind of freaking out about it, but she was like, just trust me, you'll be okay. So I did, and it didn't do anything like crazy to me. Tylenol really doesn't work for me, so I don't know really what I was expecting, but I did do that. I don't know if that helped for me to not like feel it as much as I did, or I mean, it could be a number of things that contributed to that. So anyways, all is fine. Everything looked really good. My cervix looked really good. The cavity was clear. There was no blockages. There were no issues. So she was like, I honestly don't see anything holding you back at this point from being able to continue moving forward. So they did my blood work while I was there as well, and I can't remember what they're checking for that. I think just like, I think they're just checking my levels, like hormone levels, and then obviously like STD stuff, because Chris has to have the same thing done. Not his hormones, but just like checking for STDs. So that's really all that's left at this point. The plan is still to start my Lupron injections on the 23rd, which is what, like 2 weeks away? No, it's like 10 days away, 11 days. Yeah, because today is the 12th. So I would be starting a week from Saturday, this coming Saturday, my Lupron injections. And maybe the Vivelle patches. I can't remember when I start all of that. Anyways, so that's the plan right now. I'm sorry that I couldn't film it. I really, really wanted to, but it's good to know that they don't really allow it. I mean, I did kind of sneak, but I couldn't like actually film the procedure. And I feel bad because I really wanted to share that with you guys. But, you know, I know some places are really weird about that. I hope that when I do my transfer, I hope I can film that, because that is really cool to watch. And the last I knew, I don't remember them having like signs up or anything saying that you can't, although I never really asked. But it's been a while and they have made some changes. So I don't know, we'll see. But hopefully we can film that, because that is really cool. Like that's the cool part to watch anyways. You don't want to watch this stuff anyways. But yeah, so that's an update on that. Let me know if you guys have questions. I'm totally happy to help and answer them. I'm not an expert on this, but I've definitely been through it. And I also was asking questions, so because I want to be able to share this information with you guys. So give this a thumbs up if you found it to be helpful. If you're new to my channel and you want to continue following along this journey, definitely make sure that you're subscribed and make sure that that bell notification is on. And yeah, like I always say, feel free to leave me comments and messages below, or if you want to speak to me privately about this. I have a lot of people that DM me on Instagram and we chat privately about it, because some people aren't comfortable in sharing all of this information, and I totally get that. So you can DM me or even email me. My email is listed down below in the description box too. So thank you guys so much for following along in this journey. I don't want to cry. Whew. Okay. Thank you for your love and support and encouragement and thoughts and prayers. You have no idea what it means. And I know that I'm not alone in going through this. I know there are so many of you that are. Okay, I need some tissues now. This is ridiculous. You know, so many of you are, and so many of you have been so encouraging and receptive and like just thanking me for sharing this, because they wish somebody had done it for them too, like I felt. and also that they are going through it. Several of you have said, you know, I'm about to go through this and it's scary, which it is. Some of you have said, if I want to have another baby, this is what I have to do. So I'm glad that you're showing this and sharing it, because they had no idea what all goes into it. And every story, every situation is different. Mine is not any better or worse than yours. But as hard as it is, I feel like God is putting us through this journey again so that I can share it. So, anyways, Lord, I hate crying. But honestly, the prayers and the thoughts mean so much. Like, I will never say no to a prayer. I won't. And I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. So yeah. Okay. I have to go get Gunner now. He is playing with a friend. And yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. Alright. So, moving forward. I will continue to keep you guys posted if something changes. But at this point, pending, here is my husband. Pending everything goes well, we will be starting medicine, soon. Bye guys.